All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the 144,000, the rest of the elect. I'm the brother Yawanathan, back with another quick lesson, Lord willing, is edifying. And once again, what the elder apostles of Great Millstone prophesied, years ago, decades ago, we seeing it coming to pass right before our eyes. Well, that's if you got eyes to see. Like the Lord would always say, he that got ears to hear, let him hear. And those that have eyes to see, let them see the will of the Lord, the will of Yahweh Shai Shai, which is all scripted in the Bible, the Holy Bible. It's all coming to pass here in these last days. And, this is big news, man. This is breaking news. This is big news. And this just shows you that there will be a great slaughtering of people here in America, really all over the world. The Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, he's going to bring death and destruction to the whole world. All right, but specifically here in America, Babylon the Great, code name, Babylon, code name Sodom and Gomorrah, code name Egypt. It's going to be a great slaughtering in this place, man, for all the wickedness and the foul shit that's going on here. You see? And mainly because they touch the Lord's people, the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, mainly because you were brought here in cargo slave ships. You were enslaved on the land. I'm talking about the tribe of Gad, which is the so-called Native Americans. I'm talking about the tribe of Judah, who was brought over here to the Americas to serve slavery with the Northern Kingdom, with the so-called Hispanic and Native American tribes. The so-called white man got to pay for that, but he's still going to go out, ruthlessly, so to speak. And we're going to get the scriptures on in a sec. I just want to show you the information dealing with this, basically this new authority that was given to the American military. I'm going to play this clip for about 3 minutes, but I have it on 1.25 speed, and then I'm going to get the actual document right here in a second.
So I became aware of something that's a little disturbing about the DOD. There was something that had something to do regarding a directive. I think it was a directive called 5240. And this directive was passed in 2016. It was created. And they updated it conveniently September the 24th for the election. And the part that they put in there, it gives the U.S. military, not the National Guard, none of that kind of stuff, the actual military, it gives them authority to assist police in the United States in case the police are confronted with some kind of armed conflict or something like that with U.S. civilians, the population. And it gives the U.S. military, it authorizes them to use deadly force if need be on American people. I know a lot of people going to talk about posse comitatus and all that other stuff. Listen, this is 2024, y'all. Barack Obama is one of the presidents that helped dismantle a lot of stuff like that. So listen, this is a different time that we live in here.
Yeah, because when Barack Obama was in, he passed the NDAA. And, we did videos on that plenty of times. Brothers should already know about that one. The National Defense Authorization Act. And pretty much like he said, that, I forget how to say it. He just said it, though, that little thing where basically, every citizen is innocent until proven guilty. And, you have a fair shot at a trial. Well, they did away with all of that. They have the Patriot Act back when 9/11 happened, when Bush Jr. was in there. And then right after that, when Obama got in there, they passed the National Defense Authorization Act, which pretty much, it basically allows them to label any American citizen a domestic terrorist if they feel the need to. They basically could become the judge, jury, and executioner all in one. So you don't need a trial. They don't need to prove that if they just feel like you a terrorist, they can execute the punishment according to the law, you know, based on that, just them thinking it or feeling it. Pretty much, that's what that means. So I'm gonna let it continue. It's about another minute and a half, a minute, well, like 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
I'm not really fond of that, bro. That's not a good sign, bro. That's absolutely not a good sign for this country, man. When you give and here's the scariest thing about this. The executive branch can't do stuff like that, bro. They have to get congressional approval, right? But they just wrote it in themselves, dude. I don't remember that ever. Think about it. You know, this was September 25th was like what, 2 weeks ago? That's not fast enough to pass congressional approval. They threw that in there themselves, bro. The DOD. The Pentagon. Yeah. So I never thought that I would see things like this unfolding out here, but it's almost like a puzzle. The timing of everything is just crazy. You got an election. What's this? Today, as I make this video, is October the 15th. The election is exactly 25 days, 26 days away. Put like under 30 days, man. So we are 3 weeks away from, in my opinion, one of the most important and most dangerous elections probably in U.S. history. And these dudes write in the authority for the military to kill, pretty much go toe-to-toe with Americans, bro. Now, I'm not exaggerating this. You can look this up. It's called Directive 5240. And they put a .01 at the end so that they updated it, revised it. It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I have here from researchgate.net. And pretty much, man, yeah, they get ready for a civil war. They're getting ready for civil unrest. And the reason why they're getting ready for it, quote unquote, is they're planning it. You know, it's all being planned out. It's all going to be a controlled demolition and a breakdown of society. You see what I mean? But things are going to get out of control at the same time. All right, this is the time of Jacob's trouble. This is the time where 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans here in the land of America, you're going to be in great distress. You're going to be in great trouble, having people trying to kill you, you know, purge-like events. All right, famine, because they're going to cut the food and water supplies and, they're going to siege Babylon the Great, America. There's going to be a siege and a basically implosion in this place. You see? And the scriptures speak about how the love of many waxing cold, you know, because iniquity shall abound. Yahushua said that in Matthew the 24th chapter, which, oh yeah, well, you see in the comment, somebody said, Yahweh showed me in a dream. That's heavy, man. So Jake know the names, you know, but what about Yahushua? You know, that's always the thing. Sometime with these guys, man, you know, they always just acknowledge Yahweh, which is the true and proper name of the Most High, the Heavenly Father. But you always got to throw the Son in there because Yahushua is the one that died for our sins. And we wouldn't even know Yahweh. We would actually be casted away from Yahweh if it wasn't for Yahushua. So, you know, that's just a little tidbit. But here's the document. It's, like I said, researchgate.net. This is fucking annoying. The silent shift, how the Pentagon's new rules redefine intelligence, lethal force, and domestic law enforcement. So they basically doing what? Control opposition, because they got the agent provocateurs. You know, they got these people who are at certain protests and they incite violence at the protest. Their job is to basically create sedition. So they go out there shouting certain things that gets the people emotional, gets the people roused up. And then either they or somebody else gets activated to do something physical, to commit a violent act against the authority. That's what the word sedition means, man. It means to incite violence against authority in many words. So the scriptures tell you there's going to be sedition. The scriptures tell you that there will be insurrection. You see? So it's already prophesied, but these people are actually behind it. They're actually provoking these things with agents. You see, but then the actual people that are there that are not agents, they get activated by these agent provocateurs. They get provoked to do certain things, and then it becomes a real organic event. But it was started, you know, inorganically, so to speak. See, when people be going out there, they so-called peaceful protesting, they don't really have no ideas in their mind of attacking stuff. They don't have a fucking game plan and a blueprint or how they're going to attack the Pentagon, but somebody there does have that was sent there with that, or they dare to just get people to basically turn up, man, and cause some type of unorganized violence that could easily be squashed, so to speak. But then it becomes a problem. Then it becomes an actual. Then it becomes chaos. Like they have that motto, order ab chaos. So they're getting ready for order ab chaos. That's what these laws and rules and different authorities and different things that they pass. That's what it's really all about. Is basically to control the chaos that's about to come, which again is civil war, civil unrest. People fighting against each other. The Egyptian against the Egyptian. The scriptures tell you that the apostles prophesied years ago, and still to this day, how there will even be foreign troops that would invade America and partake in this civil unrest here, to get things under control, such as your UN troops, which are, I believe they call the peacemakers or the peacekeepers, the blue hats, and you got Interpol, which is international police. See, so you have bodies that are beyond American jurisdiction, so to speak. They don't have to follow the Constitution, and they could always step in and intervene if the chaos is getting out of control, which that's exactly what is going to happen, along with the United States military working hand in hand with the police department, like we're about to read here. It says in September 2024, the U.S. Department of Defense reissued Department of, what is DOD again? I forget. Department of Defense, right? DOD directives, excuse me. DOD Directive 5240.01, a policy document that quietly but significantly expands the military's role in domestic law enforcement. These new rules redefine the Pentagon's authority, allowing military intelligence to assist in civilian operations under broader conditions, including the use of lethal force in response to imminent threats. Now, this is one example. The immigration thing right now, letting all these so-called migrants in, because they're not really even migrants. All right, we are the indigenous people of the land, if you want to say that. But according to Esau, his removal of borders, establishing new borders, which is off in the scriptures, but that's what he did when he came here and robbed the land in 1492, when they began their pillaging of America and the people that were here who are Israelites, the northern kingdom of Israel. They labeled them immigrants or migrants by, setting up their bullshit laws and constitutions and stuff like that. But yeah, what's going on with that? They just letting these criminals in, and yeah, some of them, yeah, they are really bad people. All right, you have wicked, amongst my people are found wicked men. You see? So amongst these so-called migrants, you got people who is coming with ill intentions to cause more chaos. Maybe they were sent to do that. Well, there's no maybe, man. I remember, forgot who was saying it, but it shouldn't even really be in a man's vocabulary. Some of them are coming in here under order. All right, they being ordered to come here to basically cause chaos. You see? So that's a perfect example of problem, reaction, solution. They created the problem. They're the ones letting these people in, but now they're going to need to use lethal force when these people pose an imminent threat to society or to the government. You see how they do these things, man? But then they somehow self-fulfill prophecy. They'll say, yeah, this is coming, so we're going to have to do this and get ready. Then it happens. How did you know that was going to happen? Because you're the one behind doing it. All right. It says, while assassination remains explicitly forbidden, the new language permits the military to take lethal action under urgent circumstances, raising alarms about potential overreach. Well, it should raise alarms about what kind of urgent circumstances are coming. All right. The overreach, they're already going to declare martial law. That's already going to be known. That's going to be established. All right. But now, under what condition are they implementing martial law? Is it medical martial law? Is it going to be like a C-19 like event again? Or is it going to be a civil war type of event, or both? You see, that's the things they always put over. They blurry those lines, and boy, damn, that's crazy. It says blurred. I wasn't even looking at that. But they always put a gray area for things, and they always speak very vaguely. Like it's as if they don't know what these urgent circumstances are. We're already damn near in it. We're in the beginning stages of 2nd Esdras 15 and 16 right now here in America. All right, the shift has profound implications for civil liberties as the line between national security and domestic law enforcement becomes increasingly blurred. Critics warn that these provisions could lead to a dangerous militarization of civilian life, particularly during protests or political unrest, while proponents argue that they are that they are necessary, I skipped the line, to respond to evolving threats. As this directive is implemented, greater transparency and public discourse are essential to ensure the proper balance between security and liberty. There's not going to be no more liberty. All right, they're going to do away with your freedoms, with liberty, because they're going to do it in the name of safety and security. All right? So these are the key words: military intelligence, lethal force. See? National security, civil liberties, domestic law enforcement, imminent threats, protests, militarization. That's a soft or entry level for martial law, excuse me. All right, militarization. That it becomes a police state, excuse me. All right, they begin to militarize the police, and then you have something called a police state, and then you have something called martial law after that, right? So this is Ezekiel 21 and 9. I'm gonna get 2nd Esdras after this. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord." All right, so this is a prophecy from the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. What is that sword talking about? Well, who has the blessing of the sword? Let's first get that out the way. Somebody's sharpening a sword. A sword don't sharpen itself. Somebody's sharpening it, right? Well, who's the one doing that? The so-called white man. All right, because he's Esau Edom, according to the Bible, he was given the blessing of that sword. So he sharpens it, he furbishes it, he makes sure it's nice and sharp. You know, basically make a clean cut. And metaphorically, this is talking about martial law and even the missiles too. You know, when you get further into it, because that's their ultimate sword. You know, that's what they're going to use to destroy. They've already used atomic bombs. Now they're going to use nuclear bombs to destroy land masses and millions of people like that, man, in the blink of an eye. You see? ICBMs. But also it's going into them setting up their martial law to basically destroy the people in this society. All right? Because they're not going to take any type of resistance. They're not going to allow that. Once they make their moves, because they're already building the infrastructures for the New World Order. They already got things in motion. But once they make that move to finalize it, to put the stamp on it, and to, you know, declare it, so to speak, because, you know, there's going to be some type of declaration of it. Like Bush said, you know, we're setting up a New World Order. I believe the father Bush said that. Pretty much, once they do that, they're gonna do it in the name of slaughtering people. They're not gonna take any resistance, okay? Any fucking, what you want to call it, any type of challenge that they meet, they're gonna deal with it by the sword. All right, it's gonna be draconian. They, like the scripture say, they spake as a dragon. All right, draconian means what? You know, harsh laws, harsh consequences for nothing, for doing little to nothing. You're gonna get the punishment of death. You know, the guillotine, especially when they bring that chip, the microchip implant, the mark of the beast, that's going to be implemented by way of the consequence of death. You see? So this is the sword that they sharpening. This is it is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. This is the sword slaughter that's coming. All right, 2/3 of Israel and even Esau here in America, they're not going to discriminate just because you a so-called white man, or maybe you a fucking gook. Why the hell are you even here? You know, a Chinese migrant or whatever. Why are you even here? You here to be destroyed. All right, you got your own land. You got your own language, your own culture, your own government, your own everything. Yet you want to be here in America under the so-called white man's thumb. Well, that's why you're here, because the so-called white man's going to slaughter a lot of you people, man. They call you useless eaters. They don't acknowledge people, especially here in America. They don't acknowledge you as actual people. You see what I mean? They look at you like cattle. like animals. Because, I mean, look at you. Look at the people in America versus the people in the rest of the world. There needs to be a fucking soul slaughter here, man. It is furbished that it may glitter. So when you furbish your sword at the end, you sharpen it. You need your whetstone. You know, you need to sharpen that blade. You need to bring the tip of that, the edge of that blade. You need to narrow it down to basically sharpen it, to make it sharp. And then once you're done with that, you know, they wipe it down with different type of mineral oils, you know, to preserve the steel. That's furbishing it. Then when the sun hits that thing, it's glittering, it's shining. You know, you can see it. It's like a metallic, a light beam, you know, will be like shining off of it. Should we then make mirth? See, the scriptures tell you that it's better to be in the house of mourning rather than to be in the house of feasting and mirth. Why should we be making mirth? Why should we be trying to enjoy our stay here in America? That don't make no sense. We know what's coming. We know that Jacob's trouble is coming. We know that the so-called white man is the devil and Satan that the Bible speaks of. How could we possibly be happy here under the devil's rulership? Unless you a devil your damn self. And a lot of you Israelites are devils, man. You nothing but so-called black and Hispanic devils. You want to prosper here in America. You want to help the so-called white man prosper. Because guess what? You can't prosper unless he prospers. Where the fuck you getting that nice car from? Anything that you get in this society is coming, you making a white man richer. You giving them more power. And yeah, well, to some extent, we don't have a choice. You need a vehicle to get around. You know, you need clothes and whatnot. But it's a balance of, you know, when you just super worldly, like those niggas at Sakari, man. You're not prospering. The so-called white man is prospering. That Hellcat you got, you know how much percentage of profit he just made off of your dumbass? Now, there's nothing wrong with having that, but you boasting about it as if, oh yeah, the Most High is dealing with me. Look, I'm prospering. Well, there's somebody above you still. So how the fuck are you prospering? How are you blessed when you in slavery still? You dumbass niggas. These niggas are in the spirit of mirth, and that's why they're going to get destroyed by this sword slaughter. All right, that's what it's basically. If you could read between the lines, should we then make mirth? No, it's a rhetorical question. No, we shouldn't. But what about those that do? They're going to get dealt with. It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Who's the slayer? The so-called white man. You don't know that by now, then you just oblivious. Really, you don't stand a chance. Because who's the one who been slaying everything under the sun? Animals included, the planet Earth included, man. Just destroying everything in sight. It's the so-called white man that been doing that. And yeah, the Most High have given that to him. He's given him the power to do that. You see? But he's going to have to pay for that. But guess what? 2/3 of you're going to have to pay for what you did as well, because you wicked. You got Jakes participating in the LGBTQ. You got Jakes, they can't give Jesus up, even though this truth been out for decades, man. On the highways and byways, all over the internet, they still want to fucking worship white Jesus, man. The Most High is going to kill 2/3 of you niggas, man. And he's going to allow the so-called white man to do it. All right, it's going to be your punishment. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse, I'm going to just get straight to the point, verse 70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So that's going to be the main persecution. All right, it's going to be men of Yahweh Shemiel Shah, the servants of the Lord that's teaching his truth. Yeah, they're going to try to get some of us. All right, they're going to try to shut us down, and they will shut us down to some degree as far as teaching this gospel. All right, there's not going to be no more edifying videos on YouTube real soon, man, because that's how this whole insurrection and the sedition and persecution is going to begin. It's going to begin by them persecuting us, man. And then anybody else who even agrees with us remotely or even sound anything like us or been watching any videos or anything like that, they coming for you too. Those that fear the Lord, it says, which is who? The elect. You see? But guess what? You 2/3, you lumped into that too, because you so-called God-fearing Christians, right? They're not even going to allow that. You're not even going to be allowed to be a Christian, man. Even though that's off, that's not even biblically accurate. The religion of Christianity is not sound according to the Bible. It's his own made up religion that uses the Bible as a cloak, right? But even that, man, they don't want no association with the Israelites and the Bible. So all of you Israelites out there who's religious and you go to church, you got a problem too. All right, you about to find out. You think they gonna persecute us in the streets and in the public, and you thinking, oh yeah, see, we not with those guys, and you thinking that you safe. Well, you about to find out, man. You still an Israelite too. You still a nigga. It said they shall be like madmen, sparing none. Yeah, they gonna be using what? Lethal force, martial law. This 5240. All right, DOD Directive 5240. They're gonna enact that upon you niggas, man, and they're not gonna spare any. See, sparing none. They're gonna be like madmen. They're gonna get bloodthirsty like they did during the times of slavery and the time of Columbus. All right, they're not gonna be able to put their guns down, just like in the movie. It reminded me of that movie Bushwick. When you watch that movie Bushwick, they, you know, in one scene, The Rock, you know, fuck one of the mercenaries up. He took his helmet off. He said, "What the? It wasn't even an American. First of all, it was a foreign troop. I think it was a Russian dude." He said, "What?" He said, "What are y'all doing? Like, what? You know, what's the point of all of this?" He was questioning him. I forget what he said, but the dude pretty much said, "Look, it was supposed to be like a martial law. We were supposed to come in, round the people up, and you know, to implement, you know, the laws or whatever." But he said they didn't expect so much resistance, that in the plans and in the framework of it, that the resistance level wasn't supposed to be this high in New York City. See, because everybody got a gun. And that's the thing. They want to take away guns. They see they can't really do that. They just gonna go head to head with you fucking people, and they got better guns than you. It's not gonna be a back and forth. They're gonna come in and just slaughter. That's it. You could keep your gun. That you know, that's what I'm getting through the spirit. They basically like, hey, well, these people are really fighting for their rights to keep their guns. They could keep them. Fuck it. We'll just use bigger guns. We'll just have more troops. We'll just send in stronger arsenals. You see? Because that's what they said in the movie. So he said when they realized there was so much resistance and so many people had guns, they said just fucking kill them on sight then. Don't even forget about the plan. Just kill them. He said you have authority to just kill anything on sight, any resistance. So that's what they started. They were just killing people for no reason at that point. That's the reason why I'm bringing that up. They were like madmen, sparing none. They started just killing people for no reason. Even people that wasn't trying to fight back, people that was running away, people that didn't have no guns, that was just trying to get out of Dodge. They was still blowing their ass away because they had, when they received that order, just kill on sight, lethal force, kill anybody. You could shoot anything. It changed their mind. You see? And that's how it's going to be in that day. They shall be like madmen. That's like a dude that's psychotic. You know? American psychopath. But with guns and artillery. See? But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So some of the men of the Lord is going to get caught up in this. That's why you got Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. It said, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So as long as you keep your faith, you still one of the men of the Lord. All right, you keep your faith, you got to get your head chopped off for not taking a chip. You get a crown for that. You're the elect still. All right, in the sight of men, you seem to die. In the sight of men, you seem to be punished and you suffer. Oh yeah, see, we knew that wasn't a man of the Lord. Why was they able to kill him? Because that's what the Lord wanted. That was his trial of his faith. All right, those that die in Yahushua shall be risen up first. So we got to keep this faith, man. That's really what this is all about. It's going to try your faith. It's going to be spooky. You know, it's going to be scary or whatever. It's going to be real violent. But remember, some men of the Lord as well is going to get spiritual power. So let me get that just to close it out on that note. Because it's not like it's just going to be they just going to come against us and just, we're going to be running. And no, some of the men of the Lord is going to be risen up to fight it back, to go against it. And to actually win, to get the victory. That's happening through the Spirit of the Lord right here. It says, Isaiah 59:19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. Didn't I just read that? About those that fear the Lord, how they're going to come. All right, insurrection, like madmen, spoiling and destroying. Well, that's what it's talking about here. The same thing. What's the west here in America? All right, who's fearing the name of the Lord here in the West? Who's fearing the name of the Lord, period, in all the world? Because it said from the glory of the rising of the sun. That's in the East. In all four corners of the world, who's fearing the true name of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the elect? Sirach 17:10. The elect Israelites, the predestined chosen Israelites. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. Who's the enemy? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. What does it mean like a flood? It means like military execution. That's how they come. They come like a flood. They corner the back door, the side doors. They got helicopters to watch if you're trying to run away somewhere. Whenever they come like a flood. You can't escape it. But it says the spirit of the Lord, when they come like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai shall lift up a standard against him. What does that word standard mean there? In the Hebrew. Because you wouldn't know what it's talking about unless you look the word up. Because you just look up the regular, let's look up the regular word standard. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. But look what it says: to flee, escape, deliver. I'll just go back to it. It says it here. Let me see. Can I highlight that? Yep. I'm going to go back in a second. Just bear with me. I'm trying to pull the definition up. I'll just do it like this. They always want your damn location. Define, standard, a level of quality or attainment. See, it doesn't, if you just go with the regular word, it's like, what does it mean? What does it mean? He's going to lift up a standard. The spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard. It means to flee, escape, to take flight, depart, disappear. See, to drive at, to take flight, to put to flight, to cause to disappear, hide. Right? So the Lord is going to perform some type of miracles for us to survive that flood. All right, because according to nature, so to speak, or the carnal or natural things, you know, you're not supposed to be able to flee that. You know, they come in very strategically. That's the point. They don't just come walking down the street, oh, you under arrest. You know, whenever they come to get you, they come as a flood. But the Lord is going to do something. He's either going to have you disappear, you know, become like the invisible man. The Lord could give you spiritual power to kill him. All right, you'll know in that moment, you know, what's going on. Maybe you might have to go with them. All right, and the Lord could lift up a standard in the concentration camp, because I've had dreams like that. I've heard other brothers, you know, and there's examples of that in the scriptures too, in the book of Acts, where they actually do get their hands on you, but then the Lord delivers you later on in the journey, so to speak. So we'll just have to see, but we know as far as the prophecy is concerned, see, things like this guy, he, you know, when you watch the rest of the video and some of his other video, he kind of sounds confused. Nothing against the man. I don't know him, just using his content to edify the elect, but you know, they sound confused, like, oh, what the hell is about to happen? You know, what is this? That's where the scriptures comes in. See, we're not confused because we know prophecy. That's the testimony of Yahweh Shai, is the spirit of prophecy. So we know exactly what's about to come. We're not confused at all. Maybe we don't know certain details. Maybe we got to wait. Like the scriptures do say, Apostle Paul said, we prophesy in part, we know in part. But then face to face, you know, roughly paraphrasing what he said, but then when we see it face to face, that which is in part shall be done away with. So we'll understand more when we get there. But as far as right now, we're leaning upon prophecy. We believe and have faith in the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai and what's his will, and what he said it was going to be happening in the last days. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. All right, so the word of the Lord, all right, the scripture says shall not go out void. You know, he's not a man that he should lie. So that's what we're putting our faith and trust in. And we know, all right, through multiple scriptures and precepts, the stability of our time, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We know that we'll be fed, we'll be protected, and etc. All right. And even if we don't, let's say we don't have food for 2 or 3 days, go back to what Job said. Shall we receive good of the Lord and not evil? All right. He giveth and he taketh away. Okay. You got to trust in him, even though he may, what did he say? He said, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. So you got to have that attitude to get through this time, man. So with that, I'm going to say, Call Haloyim, La Yahweh Shim Yahushai. Hope and pray you were edified through the Holy Spirit, Rakha Kwadash. And Lord willing, I see you in the next one. Shalom to the elect.